the Men in Black just at any point just did this, they would have seen her looking out the window at them, and then
they need to do the job properly.
Just waited 2 more seconds, and then they would have seen the alien sat next to her, chatting to her. And welcome, guys. This week we're on a journey around the world with the Intergalactic Border Force, also known as the Men in Black. I'm Erik. This is Darren.
Welcome to Six and Below Movie Podcast.
Cue the intro. And before we begin this week, I just want to say, spoiler alert. So, Darren, want to take us through the vitals?
Certainly will, mate. Certainly will. This film was released in 2019. And do you want to see what beat it in the global box office rankings?
Yes.
Okay.
I imagine most things beat this.
Yeah, quite a few, mate. But number one was Avengers Endgame, which grossed 858 million in the box office US alone and sold over 93 million tickets. Global box office, it made 2.789 billion.
Billion?
Yeah. And in second place was Lion King, followed by Frozen 2.
So Disney had a good year then, yeah?
Yeah.
Jesus
You would not
Christ.
believe it, right? When I looked in the top 10 rankings, out of 10, it was like 7 or 8 of them was Disney. Absolutely crazy. Because obviously Avengers is Disney now, isn't it?
Well, yeah, with the Marvel's all Disney. Well, like, pretty much everything's Disney nowadays. So where did this come in, like, the global rankings for the year?
35.
35.
35 out of like 120 films or something, or probably more.
Jesus Christ.
So it's in top 50 at least. No, it's not too bad. But however, because it was 35th, it made 80 million in the US box office, which is not too bad. But however, the budget was 110 million. So in the US box office alone, a little bit of a loss. The global box office was 253 million. So then if you think about advertisement costs, and then the cost of the, for the cinemas and stuff to actually show it, it probably broke even, if not made a loss, if you think about it.
I'm not surprised, though. I don't think we really needed another Men in Black.
No, I think 3 was enough, really, wasn't it? But somehow, it beat Zombieland Double Tap, which I thought was a lot better.
Yeah, that's an awesome film.
And Transformers Bumblebee.
I'd probably put them on the same kind of same platform, really.
And one which is on our list to watch, hopefully not anytime soon, Cats.
I've not seen Cats, but I've seen the trailer and that was enough, thank you.
I don't want to see it. Have you seen Jason Derulo on that with a CGI with a cat?
No, I didn't even know he was in it.
It's creepy, isn't it? Because it's like they got CGI, like people, but so the cat's, like with the cat's face, human's face on a cat, but they're walking around on 2 legs.
Horrible, uncanny valley type situation going on in it. I mean,
it's cringe.
Yeah. I would rather them just dressed up in furry suits than actually try and use that CGI. I mean, but then again, the CGI in this film isn't much better. I mean,
I thought it was good.
No.
Yeah, I thought it was really good. No. Especially with the CGI, right? With the 2 twins, the 2 twin aliens, like chasing them down. Like when they're moving, I quite like the CGI on that. I like the CGI with the guns. I like the CGI when they're moving around, spaceships and the cars transforming and stuff look pretty cool.
Yeah, that's some of it's okay, but I was thinking more like the smaller effects, like when he's at that like poker game beginning, and that snake just looks fake as hell.
It's a 3-headed snake. What do you expect?
I know, but it just and even like some of the character textures and stuff like that, it just looks proper cartoony. Like I'd say a lot of the effects in the original Men in Black. Like when did the original come out? Was it like 97?
Yeah, 97, 98. Oh, it might be earlier actually.
I'd say some of the effects on that are better than in this.
Yeah, but it got an IMDb rating 5.6 and Metacritic 38. Bad.
Yeah, 5.6.
Against the other Men in Blacks, do you know how it done? Okay, so the original Men in Black was a 7.3 on IMDb box office, was 589 million. Quite good, that.
I'd get that.
Men in Black 2?
Yep.
6.2 on IMDb.
Yeah.
Box office, 441 million.
Can I take a guess that the third one is going to be lower?
What would you put it at? And a guess?
If I had to guess, I'm going to say 6.
Surprisingly, 6.8 on
6.8.
IMDb. Yeah. And the box office, it made the most with 654 million.
We made more than the first one.
Yeah.
What was the gap between the second one and the third one? Wasn't there a bit of a gap?
Not too sure, to be honest with you, mate.
Yeah.
I didn't look that deep into it. You know, I do bare minimum research for this podcast.
Hey, I did none. I just watched the film.
Just attend, don't you? Just turn up.
Darren just rings me and says, be here this time.
Yeah, I'll be
At
at
least
2 o'clock. Start it on.
At the very least, mate, just watch the film. All right.
Do you want to let people know what we're going to be watching next week?
Oh, Jesus. We're going to be going back to 1995 to Mortal Kombat.
I can't wait. I cannot wait. I think it was like 1994, was it? Off the top of
Is it
no,
95?
95.
Yeah. Because is that the one we... No. I'm thinking of Street Fighter that had Kylie Minogue in, wasn't it?
That's on our list.
Who's in this one? Is there anyone we actually know? Because
I think there is a couple of people, but I can't remember off the top of it. I've not seen it since like 96.
Yeah, same.
Generally, but I remember it being a really good film.
No.
I really enjoyed that one, to be honest with you.
You know, I remember it being pretty corny, but I can't remember if that was Street Fighter. Wasn't Street Fighter the one where they're kind of like in them blue camo gear all the time?
Yeah, Van Damme.
Got Van Damme in it. Yeah.
Van Damme, Kylie Minogue. Guy who plays M. Bison. He was quite a popular name as well. Yeah. The general guy with the red hat and red cape.
Oh, yeah. What was his name?
His eyes poking out eyes.
Raul something. Wasn't he an Addams Family film?
Yes.
Yeah, he played Gomez.
Yeah.
Because he died not long after that. But anyway, we're not even doing Street Fighter, so why are we talking about that?
Stay tuned for that one, though, when we do it.
Yeah, but Mortal Kombat.
Love the games. Absolutely love the game.
I'm looking forward to watching it, because I imagine 90s film based on a game, it's going to be cheesy. It's going to be cheese on toast, that one, man.
Oh, next level cheesiness.
Next level.
If you are new to the channel as well, either on YouTube, don't forget to hit that like, comment, subscribe.
Yes.
Let us know down below in the comments. If you listen to on Spotify, don't forget to hit that 5-star rating so it can spread out to more people.
What rating?
5-star, is it?
5-star, right.
I believe it's 5 stars on there.
No, I don't know what you said, but it wasn't 5 stars.
It was 5 stars.
Don't
Don't
forget to hit that rating.
Okay, the film was directed by Felix Gary Gray.
F. Gary Gray.
The guy with 3 names. Felix, that was his first name.
Is it Felix?
Yeah, Felix.
Well, I was
Gary
surprised to learn that this guy directed one of my favourite films.
Friday.
Friday.
Fast and Furious 8. Law Abiding Citizen. Straight Out of Compton. The Italian Job, 2003.
Wow.
And he's done a shit ton of music videos. A lot of big name people like Ice Cube, I think Dre, maybe Snoop Dogg. Like there's a list on and on and on. So he's mainly done them, but he's done a lot of good films, to be fair.
Yes, yeah.
It is written.
What's that one he did? Negotiator as well.
Yeah, he done that one as well.
That
was a good film as well.
Yeah, Samuel L. Jackson and what's that guy called?
I like that
Kevin
film.
Spacey.
Yeah, I really like that film, to be fair.
Yeah.
So it's written by Matt Holloway and Art Markham.
I know we've used this joke a lot on our podcast, but film had writers.
3 in total, but 2 of them have worked together on loads of different projects. So Uncharted, the new one. Iron Man.
The Uncharted film.
Yeah.
With
Tom Holland. Punisher. Not the good one. I put it in brackets. The shit one from 2008, Warzone.
I don't think I've even ever seen The Punisher.
Yeah, The Punisher Warzone is 2008 it came out.
What's The Punisher about?
It's a Marvel Comics.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it might be DC. Actually.
Is there a TV series for them?
Yeah, it's Marvel. So there has been a TV series on Netflix with Shane from The Walking Dead.
Oh, yeah.
I can't remember what his proper name is off the top of my head. So it's on our list. It's one on our list to do. And Transformers, The Last Night, which came out in 2017.
Yeah, I've lost track of the Transformer films. I don't know about you. First one and second one I watched. I may even watched the third one. And how many has there been now? How many Transformers films are there?
I think there's another one coming out soon, and that's like number 25 or something, most likely.
Well, I like the first 2 where you had Shia LaBeouf and Megan Fox.
Megan Fox.
They were good because he was in the third one as well. But they replaced Megan Fox with someone because didn't she have a fallout with the director? I think she referred to who directed it now? What was it? because I think she referred to him as Hitler. God, what's his name? The guy that loves the big explosions. Michael Bay.
Michael Bay.
Go on, what else have we got about this film?
Third writer
Go on.
is Laura Cunningham. I think he's spelled like that. Let's pronounce that right. It's Lowell.
Well,
And he actually written the
They
comic
wrote.
book series for the Men in Black and all the films.
Oh, right.
I didn't know there's a comic book series for it, but there you go.
Yeah, it's originally based on a comic, yeah.
So stars Liam Hemsworth as
Yes.
H, Tessa Thompson as M, Liam Nielsen as T, or IT, is it?
IT, afternoon
IT.
tea.
IT.
IT.
I'm going to butcher this name. Do you want to try and say it, Pawnee?
Kumail. Nanny Jai? Kumail Nanny Jai?
And Gianna.
Kumail Nanny Jai? Nangina? I got a mangina.
Very good actor.
Really? You ever seen Silicon Valley?
No.
Good in that.
Oh, is he in that as well?
He's in that, yeah, TV series. And then we got Emma Thompson as Agent O.
Yeah, cameos, really, isn't it?
Cameos. Yeah, she didn't really need to be in it. I wonder how much she got paid for this.
Whack a bet, mate, if you've got that budget.
And then we've got the Alien twins as well. They're actually known. From what I read on them, I think they were like kind of professional dancers from like YouTube.
I thought I recognised them, to be honest with you.
What are they called? Lay twins?
Yeah, because I have seen them doing dancing before.
Yeah.
And it's like, I can't remember what the name is, like Bebop or some shit like that.
No, apparently that's where they found them.
Yeah, you can see that as well at some of the scenes, can't you, where they do dancing in the club.
Yeah. And then you've got a guy I really like, Ivan Novak, guy from Bone Jacker.
Yes.
So he's in it twice because he does the voice for that fungus as well.
I was just about to say that as well, mate.
And then later on, he's the guy in Marrakesh with the beard.
Yeah. So I recognised him when the beard came off. I was like, hey, I recognise that face. And when I watched it for the second time, I watched it more than once. When I watched it the second time, I was listening to the fungus. I was like, that sounds the exact same as the phone jacker, the Nigerian guy who rings up. Hello, sir. I've got your bank details. Would you like to question me your details?
You want an iPhonings? Yeah.
It's the exact same voice, isn't it?
Yeah.
I was like, wait a minute, I've got to go on IMDb. I've got to double check this. And yeah, same guy.
I like him because he's in that What We Do in the Shadows as well, the TV series.
I've not seen that one.
I'm not going to lie, with this film, I watched it, I think it was 3 times for this, but I only actually watched one full length of it because I had to watch it in stages because I found this quite boring. And to the fact where I fell asleep after the first half hour the first time, fell asleep after the first hour the second time, and then the third time I watched it, I just watched from the hour because I could not be bothered to watch that first hour again.
I'm not going to lie to you. Right, I was watching it again for the final time last night just to refresh my memory on it.
Yeah.
Right. Like you say, it was that slow paced and it was pretty boring, guys, unfortunately. It was quite a boring one. My 2-year-old was off on one at a time, just going wild. He was like smashing everything up and up. So then I put this on. He's came over, sat on the settee, arms up, huddled into me, and then pretty much nearly fell asleep.
It's a nap time movie. It's a nap time movie.
It's not scary. There's no scenes what might scare them. I skipped through like a couple of scenes with the aliens and stuff, but a lot of it was just poor dialogue, and it was just like, it wasn't great, was it? Unfortunately,
I don't know what they were planning with this film because obviously they had the original trilogy, and to me personally, I was surprised by the facts earlier where we found out the third one's probably did better than the first 2. But I didn't really like the third one. But anyway, back to my point. So we had the first 3.
Yeah.
And then when this one was announced, I was thinking, are they rebooting it? It's almost like they just tried to take the formula from the first 3 and kind of just move it over and introduce new characters. But then some of like same old jokes that were going on.
yeah,
Like an example, in the first film when Will Smith's being introduced to like all this tech and he presses that ball thing and you remember it flies around everywhere.
oh yeah.
She has a similar situation where she strokes that dog or whatever the heck is.
Separates
and then
everywhere,
it just
doesn't
splits
it?
out, yeah. And it's just like, come on, it's the same old jokes. Just stop rehashing them. Think of something better.
It's saying again, like, mate, it's like with the car. Then when they're fighting the aliens outside the club, it's like, yeah, get the exhaust. And like the exhaust pops up. And then the mirror on the side of the car, they pull that out. That's another gun. And then the wheel hub itself opens up to like 6 or 7 guns. It's like, what the hell is this car about? It's like fucking Go-Go Gadget.
It's basically a gun that they drive. Everything on it's a gun. But it's like, why? I just don't get why.
Yeah, why don't you just have a pistol on you?
Exactly.
Like, no, just pull it out and do that.
At least in the original films, I think they even just went to the boot of the car, the trunk for you Americans, and just took a gun out like you would expect.
That was easy enough, wasn't it?
Even says at one point, the exhaust.
Yeah.
And she's like, wing mirror. And she's like, what do you want me to do with this? And then all of a sudden it's full of gun.
It's like as if that is going to fit in the side of the car door.
I mean, did he only have like one bullet in each gun or something? So they have to take so many guns, or were they just trying? I don't get why they were just going through the guns. Were they just trying to find one that worked?
Just imagine going for the MOT for that car.
Oh, I know.
And the mechanics, they're like, oh, where's an RPG who fights lasers? Just sitting there.
Let's just check your air filter. Another bloody gun. All right, I'll throw it in the pile.
Big stockpile just mounted up at the side.
It's just corny. It's kind of like, well,
Talk about pointless scenes, right? Which really did wind me up. It's like there was no need for this scene whatsoever. So when first M is in like the academy and stuff, and she has to go to England from America, she goes down the escalators, right? There's aliens all over the place, right? So she's inside the headquarters for MIB.
Yeah, because it's like she's going down to the
train.
underground, isn't it? Yeah.
The subway train pulls up. It looks like it's an American, like New York City or something like that, full of graffiti. Looks a dead shithole, run-down train carriage, right? She gets on with a bunch of aliens. There's aliens on it already, and then it transforms into this like super ship and gets off. It's like, that's pointless. There's no point having a disguise for something which is used internal only with aliens getting on it anyway. Who'd I hiding it from?
It was just there for the viewer. And we didn't want it, thank you. Keep your train. I'd have rather it just stayed as a bloody New York subway truck. Train.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I think it looked pretty cool, like the CGI and the effects, everything changing on it. But it was just pointless. It didn't need it.
I know, because even like the seats appear and everything, like, and it's just like, just leave it as it is. Like you said, who are you hiding it from? It's full of aliens anyway. You even have them. I don't even know what they're called. Them little stick kind of meerkat looking things.
Oh, they're from the first one, aren't they?
From the first one.
Like, hi, Jay! With the cups and coffee and that.
Yay!
You know, I was quite glad they was in this one, to be honest with you. Same with Frank the dog.
Yeah, the
Frank
other
dog made a little cameo.
Like you say, who were they hiding it from? They've literally, all they've done is they've just, it's like, it reminds me of the car from the first one when they press a little red button and the car transforms. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Because in the everyday world, it looks like a normal car. And then they press the button and it turns into almost like a rocket car. Fair enough, you want to keep that hidden. It's driving on public roads. But why are they disguising the train? Unless you're telling me that line somehow links up with the New York subway system and they have to disguise the train. At which point, anyone could just get on that.
Just imagine being on a night out and you fall asleep. You just wake up like, oh, where am I? There's aliens around.
You wake up in London surrounded by aliens. You'd be like, what the hell?
I went to sleep in bloody 10th Street.
Yeah. And then I'm sure it's supposed to be, again, an effect just for the viewers to see, so you can see where the line comes. But then you see the blue dot going all the way through the Thames.
Through the ocean and everything, yeah.
Yeah. You're like, what if anyone flying above London saw that? Every couple of minutes you see a blue
Absolutely
dot
pointless.
Through.
So what did you think about the scene when we first meet Molly? I'm going to skip over the France thing because there's nothing really happening over there. Do you know what I mean?
No, so it does time with the story a bit. Basically, I'll sum it up quickly. You're on top of the Empire State, not the Empire State Building.
Eiffel Tower.
You're on top of the Eiffel Tower because they're in Paris. Because of course it's international.
Could have been Vegas.
And then it could have been Vegas. Or the Hive's coming. We don't know what the Hive is, but they go to the top of the Eiffel Tower. The Hive comes. You meet Liam Neeson and whoever the other Liam is. What's that other guy called?
H.
Yeah,
so you got T and H.
T and H. So you meet T and H. See, I'm even bored telling this. So we go to the top of the Eiffel Tower. The Hive comes, and then all of a sudden we get a flashback to like 20 years ago. And then we meet Molly. She's in bed, and we learn all of a sudden that she's into space because she has a poster above a bed of the galaxy with "You Are Here" on. The camera pans down. She's got Star Constellations on her
Stephen
pillow.
Hawkins.
She's reading A Brief History of Time by Stephen Hawking as a 7-year-old or whatever the hell she's supposed to be. And she hears a ruckus coming from her bedroom window. So she looks outside and she sees her parents being interviewed by 2 guys in black, men in black, and they get nebulized, whatever it's called.
So here's one I picked up on that. This is when Erik fell asleep for the first time.
That's where I fell asleep for the first time.
So that's one thing I didn't get about that scene, yeah? The dad thought it was like a raccoon or something in the trash. He's gone out with his golf club.
Yep.
Right? Before he's actually gone outside, or he's just seen the alien. Came back in, a little bit shook up. Men in black turn up. When they're talking to him, right, they just do nebulizer straight away and then fuck off.
Yeah.
So why didn't they search for the alien? Why didn't they like check around the sides or do anything? It's just like they rocked up, wiped them out and got off.
Yeah, that's what I thought. And he said, they're outside talking and they say, who else is in the house? He said, our daughter, but she's asleep. But if the men in black just at any point just did this, they would have seen her looking out the window at them, and then
they need to do the job properly.
Just waited 2 more seconds, and then they would have seen the alien sat next to her, chatting to her. Well, not chatting to her, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, playing away.
I mean, come on, guys. Come on, guys. You deal with people from space. Look up every now and then. Come on. But she's blatantly there in the window. The lights are on behind her. They're on the street. They even say, our daughter's in the house asleep. As soon as someone said that, my initial reaction would be to just look up at the window. Look up at the window. There she is. And then this whole garbage pile of a film.
It's finished. End credits.
And then it fast forwards a few years and she's trying to find the men in black because she meets this little alien fella.
Right. You've lost me now. Where you up to on the film?
I don't know.
Sorry, listeners,
anyway,
we can't keep up.
We see that Molly is trying to get jobs at different government agencies to try and find the men in black.
She goes for the FBI, CIA, and all that stuff, doesn't she? She's like, yeah, I want to get them with the office upstairs. And they're like, what, accountants?
Yeah, I made a little box for the department that doesn't have a box. It's like, I'm not being funny, love. You're working as a tech support in some crappy little company somewhere.
We care.
Just take the job with the FBI. Take the job with the CIA. And I mean, is it really that easy to get a job with the CIA?
All you've got to do, right, if you're really dedicated to it, is just walk in, get past security and go, I found you. You're recruiting me now.
Yeah.
You hate that, don't you? You hate that bit about this film.
I hate it.
It's pointless, though, the way they did it. It's silly.
At least in the original film, you had
Tommy Lee Jones.
Will Smith.
Yeah.
Well, you had Will Smith, who was an NYPD cop who ran down an alien, and they were impressed with that. So they invited him to a recruitment session where, if you remember, they had like people in like army uniforms and stuff like that. And then they found that Will Smith was, thinking outside the box and so on. But there's none of this character building with Tessa Thompson's character.
No, that's where they've let it down. It's same with H as well. There's no character building or anything, no background story. It just seems a knobhead.
And like you say, all she does is she's at her tech support job, and she's hacked in to the Hubble telescope, apparently, to track an alien. Now, I don't know much about the Hubble telescope, but I'm pretty sure it's a telescope. It's not for tracking stuff. And why? Oh, so yay! She's so clever. Name? She's so clever. She's hacked into it at work, and she's tracking that it's picked up an alien object coming towards Earth. So she goes to try and find it, and somehow she manages to use her tracking software to see exactly where it's going to be landing, and where does it happen to be landing? Round the bloody corner from where she is at that time.
Literally. And when she turns up there, have you noticed on the sign as well? It says high voltage vents at 50,000 volts.
Yeah.
What fence is going to be high voltage?
Health and safety? In the middle of a city.
Yeah.
In the middle of New York City. A high voltage 50,000. They use that bloody fence to keep dinosaurs in at Jurassic Park.
They needed something a bit more like, no, it's got blend in a little bit. There's a building there. So you rock up, there's a house there. So you look on the outside.
So you can't get past.
Yeah.
Not just a
high voltage fence. People would be like, wait a minute, why is they fence it as high voltage?
And then she disturbs a few pigeons who fly through a fence. We find out it's not a fence. It's, I don't even know what it is. A hologram?
Yeah, it's like a hologram to try and disguise the ship.
So she decides to stick her head through it, and then she sees Jimmy the alien. This green
animism.
alien who's come back to her. So she asks the taxi driver to follow them, and she goes to the MIB HQ, and she just walks in, and then at least we get to meet Frank again, the little dog.
Yeah, a little cameo by Frank, isn't it?
Yeah. So she walks past him and she does the right thing. She acts like she's supposed to be there.
But the thing that got me right about this, right? The security is so lapsed, right? Because when she goes to London, she goes up the escalator, right? Yeah. And it's got facial recognition straight away. It comes out a little screen saying, welcome M to the thing. Like, you'd think, you know, their main headquarters of America, you just would have some type of security.
You would think this.
Facial recognition or an ID card, you know, to get down the elevator.
Yeah. Or something more than an old blind guy and his dog by the front door. But then she goes down the glass elevator, and before they even realise that there's intruder alert, she's already seen half of everything anyway. She's already seen all the aliens and stuff. So it's fine because they can just neuralize her. I think I called it a nebulizer before. It's neuralizer.
I've been calling it nebulizer as well because you said it earlier.
So they go to neuralizer, and she goes, "No, I know what that is." And then all of a sudden, what's her name? Bloody Agent O. Emma Thompson's character is like, oh, she knows what one of them is.
You're hired.
So she goes in and she says, I found you, you didn't find me. And they're like, well, we don't hire, we recruit.
Yeah.
She's like, recruit me, please. You don't understand. I am the best person in the world. I got jobs at the FBI. I got jobs at the CIA. I hacked into the Hubble telescope. I found you guys. I'm like a super Einstein level genius. You've got to hire me. If that's the case, love, why have we never heard of you? if you'd think that if someone that good was applying for like the FBI and the CIA and stuff like that, they would have picked up on her anyway.
Yeah, you'd be noticed straight away on your scores and everything.
I think so, yeah.
Well, Will Smith was.
Well, that's what winds me up. But he wasn't even the best at Will Smith. He was just someone who thought outside the box, and you know, he wasn't the smartest person in the bloody universe. He wasn't the best person in the bloody universe. He didn't get top scores and everything.
He shot the little kid.
Yeah. Yeah.
It could be an alien in disguise.
Exactly. You know what I mean? It's like...
I did like that scene, to be honest with you. It's like, why did you shoot little Jenny? Well, you know, there's an alien over there doing workout. He's doing pull-ups. You got somebody over there. He's just like going through the garbage, trying to get some food. And you got little Jenny, 11-year-old white schoolgirl with school books in the middle of the night at 12:30.
Quantum physics school books. Mate, he shot Molly. That's she was walking through that streets with a brief history of time, and it's like, you ain't supposed to be there, love.
Gone. Right, we're going to skip forward a little bit anyway, because it's a long film, this, and we've got a lot to get
and
through.
The fact that they as well, if you look when she's looking through, when Agent O's looking through her kind of test results,
yeah,
and she has like 97% and all stuff like that, it says at the top, she's only done training for 2 weeks. Trained her for 2 weeks.
Training academy, mate, that's how you do it.
I mean, and then he's on probation.
Yeah, so she has a bit of a montage where she's getting a gun, getting her ready and all that. And then we meet H for the second time, don't we? Where he's fighting, he's playing the card game, isn't it, with a snake that you mentioned earlier, has a bit of a fight, does some like dodgy backflip, gets poisoned, tells the woman, the alien woman, that he'll do anything to get the cure. Sleeps with her, you know, because he's so good looking. She let her husband die, sleeps with him instead. That's him done. That's that whole scene done.
Hey, when he wakes up, we're in the bed. Went off his belly. I was like...
This bit. The popping noise, isn't it?
Yes. I mean, does she even have a slot A for him to insert tab B into?
I'm not going down that route.
I mean, how does this work? Anyway, I don't want to think too much.
Is that good looking, mate? It just bangs aliens as well. So the film progresses a little bit more. H and M meet each other for the first time.
They do.
What the hell is it with that alien? Where she slows down time and he's walking slow motion like that. Then starts rewinding it back again.
This is what I'm talking about, the bad CGI as well. I mean, like, look how fake that alien looks.
It's like a cartoon character, doesn't it?
It does.
But what is that scene about? I know, like, he's a good looking guy and stuff, right? But I always say this to Leanne, right? Liam Hemsworth, right? All the girls love him and all that stuff, right? Don't you think his head looks like it's stretched out? His neck looks really, really long compared to like a normal person.
I think someone's feeling a bit jealous.
No. Everything else fine, right? You know what I mean? He's got a fantastic physique and stuff like that about being gay or anything, right? I can appreciate
no homo.
Another male, like, no, good genes, whatever. But, right? I don't know what it is with him. Every time I see him, right? Other than when he's in 4, right? Because obviously his hair covers his neck, right?
Yeah.
But when he's got short hair in films like Extraction, bloody great film that is in, yeah? And, well, you got this. This is really not a great film. But his head, it just looks dead stretched out, his neck. Look.
Yeah, it does a bit, yeah.
I don't know if it's because his shoulders drop down so much. And it's like he's got a coat hanger in his top type thing. But yeah, his head just looks super stretched out. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. It's like the KFC symbol, like with a big head and a little body for the tie.
The little,
yeah. Every time I see that, I can't unsee it, and it's the same for this now. When I look at him, I'm thinking he's got a real long neck.
Is she supposed to like? Is she supposed to fancy him in this? Is that why he starts giving him attention? Because
everybody fancies him in this.
But that slow mo scene, and it's like he's walking past it. Like, who's he pointing at? Well, doing that whole walking past that.
I don't know, but yeah, it's weird the way they've done it and stuff. So he gets a mission,
but with his character as well. They keep saying, "Oh, he's not the same as he was," and it's like, well, what was he like? Because in the intro, I didn't see any difference.
No,
really, not much development there to be able to say, "Well, he's suddenly changed."
There's no character building or anything.
No.
But anyway, there's a quick little short scene. A little bit of exo dump, really, isn't it?
Expo
so
dump, yeah.
T tells everybody on the briefing, we got this alien dude.
Fungus.
What's his name?
Fungus.
So Fungus is in a club. The one H to go over, wine and dine him, and then M just blags herself, saying that she's like, she knows everything about it, so she ends up going with him. So they go to the club, underground, everybody's raving away, and then we meet Fungus for the first time, and it don't end up too well for him, is it? Let's be honest.
Did you see how they get into the club? You get into the back of that taxi.
How deep is that?
What is that about? Are you telling me that everyone that's in that club has got into the back of that taxi 2 at a time while the guy just drops them down?
If it was a taxi there on its own, and you see 2 people getting in, right? It wouldn't look suspicious. But however, if there's a queue of 400 people waiting to get into this taxi, and the taxi doesn't move, right, to get down into the club.
I know.
What happens if they fight? What the bouncers go do? How do they go kick him out the back door?
You tell me. You tell me. None of it makes sense. I get. I don't know. I get that they're trying to make it a kind of secret entrance, but what's wrong with a door?
Yeah, like the typewriter situation when they walk into the head office.
Yeah.
Where he walks in, like pushes a button on typewriter, door opens up into the next room. That would have been enough.
Or even they've got that technology with that hologram stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd take a 50,000 volt fence over the taxi any day. I mean, how do people even look?
A back alley taxi with 600 people queuing up.
The other thing with these Men in Black films is like, why would aliens even bother coming to Earth in the first place? Because they're not allowed outside. They have to go to designated areas. What's the point of coming? Why would you go somewhere where you can't go anywhere?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Unless you're in disguise.
I've not thought about that actually.
Why would you even bother? Why would you go to Earth? There's nothing to see because he won't let you.
That's it. We've seen Star Wars, haven't we? So
all
there's planets out there.
All you would think that it was just a police state. Because constantly you've got border patrol breathing down your bloody neck constantly.
And that's all they are, let's be honest with you. They're all jacked up border patrols, aren't they?
Basically, yeah. They're no better than the guys at the airport checking you in because that's all they are. And the other thing that needs to be brought up is what's the thing with the names? MT. Can they only have 26 agents at a time? Because obviously, but then, oh no. We have high tea. Does that imply then that we have a low tea?
And
an
it depends
afternoon
what time
tea?
of day.
Maybe.
You know what I mean?
A 3 p.m. tea?
Yeah, you got an afternoon tea.
My mum's tea? Round the in-laws for tea? What is there somewhere out there? Is there a high M?
It doesn't make sense, does it, the whole thing? Because there's more than 26 anyway, because you see loads later on, don't you?
And then you've got to
Especially
throw
when
in
you get
the
that
fact that men in black. What about women in black? No, it's men in black. It's what the organisation's called. Get over it. There's women in it. Like, oh, I've had that conversation loads of times. And you just...
I just did say that earlier.
Because if you release a film called Woman in Black, whip.
Been done already. Daniel Radcliffe beat him to it.
Why? What was that?
Woman in Black.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, we can't actually do that because it's been copyrighted already with Daniel Radcliffe's film.
Yeah. The other thing with this as well is, right, so this film originally was supposed to be a crossover with 21 Jump Street.
I believe so.
And Channing Tatum and Jonah Hill were supposed to be reprising their roles. It was going to be like a crossover. Like, why? I would rather have this than that, don't get me wrong. But
there's no connection.
I was intrigued when I first heard about this film, Men in Black International. Right, well, it's a global organization. It'll be good to see it from like an angle from a different country and stuff like that. But just ruined it. I mean, first of all, they've got an American going over to the Europe office. And then, I don't know. And then the whole Hage character where he used to be something better than he was.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like now you've got to make him look like an idiot.
Do you know one thing about this film, what it teaches you?
What?
This film is full of big casting names, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of talent is there.
Yeah.
But you can have a film with big talent names, but if you don't have a good writer behind it, this is what you end up with.
All they've done is it's a cash grab. It's a cash grab.
Oh, yeah.
It just thought, we've not had in a while. Men in Black film. Oh, Men in Black. Oh, well, we can't. Will Smith and Tommy won't do it because they've moved on with their lives. So what could we do? I don't know. Men in Black International. All right, yeah, that'll sell. Oh, make it. What stories have we got here? I got this in the trash. I binned it the other day. Let's just call this Men in Black.
I wrote it on a napkin.
Because if you think about it, what is the actual story to this film?
It's like, say, the main premise is like you got a hive, haven't you, coming down, aliens, but don't really see anything about it. Just a little thing at the end.
There's no premise to what the hive is. There's no backstory to what they do. All we know is that if they come here, it's going to be a bad thing. But why?
Yeah, they need more of an in-depth for the characters, don't they?
And then it goes on to, there's a mole in the MIB.
Who did you think the mole was at first?
Oh, I honestly, I didn't really care.
I thought it was C.
That was a bit too obvious, to be honest.
It's just the way he was hating on him quite a lot. But, right, okay, while we're talking about the characters as well, we'll let you say it's Men in Black International.
Yeah.
H. Where is he meant to be from? Because it sounds at first, he tries to put like an English accent on, but it just sounds like four. And T, he tries to put, Liam Neeson, he tries to put a bit of an English accent on, doesn't he? When he's talking, and it's based in London, and some of the scenes, H is speaking English, and then he goes back to Australian halfway through the sentence.
Yeah, like you say, he's trying to do his Thor accent, and then his accent from, you seen that film Rush?
No. Oh, yeah. Not yet, no.
So he's playing a British guy in that.
Did it sound like Thor?
Yeah. But I don't know what accent he's trying to pull off, but I know they thought, well, who can we hire for this? Well, we got Tessa Thompson, we got Liam Hemsworth. They had good chemistry in Thor. Is it Ragnarok?
Yeah.
Yeah. They had good chemistry in that. Let's get them together. But I don't know. I just don't think it works because at some point you think, she's they could kind of be a love interest for each other. Like when she first sees him and he's walking through and he's doing this point.
And that doesn't lead anywhere either, does it?
Doesn't lead anywhere, no. And like, but all we know is that she's the best. She's supposed to be the best thing since sliced bread. She's supposed to be this super genius who can even fix later on some alien tech. stuff like that. And it's like, well, why is she this way? Why is she the best thing ever? Because she happens to be clever. And then you've got him, who apparently was the best in his field, and then now is for some reason not what he's supposed to be like.
But we'll find out later on about that, don't we?
Because you get High Tea mentioning it, you get Fungus mentioning it, and then going back to the club scene, it's like Fungus is trying to say to him, "Dude, I need to speak to you. I brought you here because I need to tell you something important." He just don't care.
No, he just wants to carry on drinking, doesn't he, having a party?
Yeah.
Skip forward a little bit as well. Still got a lot to cover on this film.
A long film.
It is a long film and nothing happening.
Really? What is it?
2 hours long. It could have been an hour and 20 easy.
It could have been.
So we skip forward a little bit.
So Fungus gets killed by the twins, and then gives Molly this little star.
Intergalactic space gun.
Yeah, basically that we learn later on.
Yeah. I'm getting started on that gun.
Why is he even walking around with this?
I know. I'll talk about that gun a little bit later on as well.
Yeah.
There's quite a lot of things that picked up later on.
So they're in Marrakesh, and I can't remember even why they go to Marrakesh, to be honest. It's to do with the poison thing that with the twins in the club.
Yeah.
Pirate Fungus.
So Pawnee, his queen, I think they went to visit, didn't they? Because they turn up outside, didn't they? There's like loads of parcels outside.
What was that poison? Did it make the car explode? What made Fungus's car explode at the front of the club? Was it them? Was it?
Unless the poison was to get him outside, then they've used their abilities to kill him.
God knows.
But then later on, obviously, I'm jumping right ahead now, right towards like the end. So it's like, obviously, we told you as a spoiler, but the twins, right? They needed the weapon to fight off the hive. But throughout the whole film, we're thinking that they are the hive. Then we find out they're not the hive. So at the start, why didn't they just go to Fungus and say, "Hey, dude, you got this weapon. Can we use it to fight off the hive?" Done. Why did they go and kill him?
And the MIB are aware of the hive. They fought the hive. So surely they should know them twins are not the hive.
Again, you got Liam Neeson, haven't you? He's just...
When you see the hive at the end, they're nothing like what he is, what the hive is. They're nothing like it.
Yeah.
So they go and they meet this Pawnee, this little fella, which I'm sure the only reason he's in it is to try and sell toys.
Can I say something?
To say the same as that little thing that she finds in her room in the beginning that looks like a little teddy. It's like,
oh yeah, that'd be good merch. That
it would, even has the eyes like on some of them. What are them toys called?
Derby.
But then the thing that winds me up about this scene, like with every freaking scene in every one of these rubbish movies we've been watching, is that they walk into the room and it's like everything's been on pause since they got there, and then all of a sudden Pawnee's the only one alive, and he's like, he comes out of his little shell and he's like, "Oh, they came and they slaughtered us and they killed my queen," and then the queen's still alive. The queen's just alive, and you'd think in the week that it's been since they came, did he not think to like come out of his shell and check that this queen that he's sworn to protect is maybe, I don't know, alive?
Yeah,
and maybe, needs help, or maybe good.
Right. So I actually love this scene. Right? Because it's his response. Because the go to him is like, what happened? And then this is his response.
"Oh, we had the best party. Kanye showed up and dropped like a whole new album, and it was some of his best work. Look around. We got our asses kicked."
And he's making jokes about it. All his family, his workmates, whoever the hell they're supposed to be, his queen, the bodies are spewed around everywhere, and he's making jokes, and then he makes jokes about killing himself. "Oh no, I'm gonna have to fall on my sword now.
Oh, I've taken my own body into my hands. Oh, darkness will take me."
But then H
It's just
was
dead
like,
sarcastic, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like later on when they're in the desert and like he's talking in between, because the H and M are not talking to each other. Pawnee's like saying, "No, he's been a jackass" and all that stuff. And he's like, "No, I heard what she said. I didn't want to say that." That's what I like about it. He's
the comic relief.
Yeah.
He's definitely the comic relief, but
It's the only funny part in it.
But when he's talking about killing himself, and H just goes, no, I want to see where this goes.
Yeah.
All right, then. So you don't think you maybe want to question this guy about what's happened there and find out exactly what's gone on before you go and let him kill himself?
Oh, and then he pledges his loyalty.
But maybe the best way to honor the dead is to go on living.
Yes.
Yes.
I pledge loyalty eternal to you, Agent M.
No. I'm not interested in a subject.
Too late. It's done. I already pledged the loyalty. I wish you'd said no before.
Do you know what I mean? It's quite funny. It's just like sarcastic, dry humour, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, everybody's dead type thing. It's all like crying on stuff. And then you have that fight as well, don't they, when they try and get away.
So C realizes later on that
They've picked up a weapon, haven't they?
has got this weapon from Fungus. So they send like the MIB hit squad after them.
Yeah.
And they must be like the B squad because he escaped them so easily. T warns him, doesn't he? T rings him up and warns him and says, he sent a hit squad after you. So he's like, oh, well, I'll go get this motorbike that we've seen before, this alien craft. And then decides, sod it, I'm going to nick it and I'm going to drive it through the Marrakesh market.
Did you notice, right? There's that scene. It drops down through the scene, right?
Yeah.
And then she turns around and goes, everybody's watching us. Pulls out the nebulizer gun, whatever it is called. Neuralizer. Right, and starts using it, right? They've been riding around for like 35 bloody minutes through the streets, not like everybody's watching them. And then they're carrying on riding through the streets, nearly running everybody over. Not doing it to anybody else.
No.
It's just pointless.
Makes me want to cry.
He goes through, pushes red button, the zoom off, and they end up in the desert.
And then we find out this little star thing that Fungus has given him is a gun. And then she just automatically knows how to open it. And when it opens, she just automatically, because she's the smartest person in existence, knows that it's a bloody, what's it supposed to be, like a neutron star in a gun.
Yeah.
And then she puts it on the lowest setting and fires it. And it creates a massive freaking canyon in the middle of the desert.
Did you see the recoil on it?
There wasn't on.
Exactly. She's holding it arm's length outwards, right? And this gun has just created the Grand Canyon in the middle of the Sahara Desert, right? Just blew everything up. And her arms don't even move.
No. And there's no debris. There's no debris anywhere. Her arms don't move. She just... Oh.
And then after that... Right,
Look at the size of it. When it zooms out, and it's like the Grand freaking Canyon. How did the MIB not notice that? They're supposed to be monitoring the whole Earth. I mean, if an alien sneezes in the wrong place in the world, they know they're there. But then the most powerful weapon in the world, in the universe.
This next scene, a little bit later on as well, right? They're at night time talking. Well, they're having a bit of an argument type thing.
Yeah.
Right? They've got a fire lit in the desert with logs. She's holding a stick, poking it. There's no vegetation around. They're in the desert.
Nope. And because they've broken the alien motorbike when they press the red button, she starts fixing it. How does she fix alien tech with no tools?
I mean, I'm more impressed that they've got a fire started with logs with no trees.
And where's the fucking canyon that they just created that just has now magically disappeared?
Oh, and then the bearded alien comes and goes off. And then we meet Rita.
Because we find out that he used to date an arms dealer who, ironically, has 4 arms.
3.
Is it 3?
Yeah, she's got 3 arms.
Oh, sorry,
I thought it was 4 as well. I know it's the second time.
I
RZA.
misarmed her, sorry.
What's your thoughts on RZA?
Who?
RZA, arms dealer with 3 arms.
He didn't need to be in the film. There was no point at all.
Exactly. I said that to Leanne. I was like...
She even... Like, when they go there and he suddenly turns up on the doorstep, I mean... She must be the smartest person in the universe, because she even says to her, look, next time, don't turn up on the same day I just happened to acquire the strongest weapon in the universe, because it's pretty obvious why you're here, mate. You're not here to make up and try and salvage our relationship. Quite obvious why you're here, because the beard turned up this morning with this weapon, and then all of a sudden you, who were the Men in Black, or are the Men in Black, I've lost track by this point, just happened to turn up. Great plan. Great fucking plan. I mean, did they not think... Oh, my headphones fell out. Did they not think, right? I don't know. They've cocked up here. They've got this gun that they've just realised is the most powerful thing ever has gone missing with this beard guy. And I know they think they've got a mole within the the MIB, but
Yeah.
they don't know. But they don't know for definite. But did they not think to, I don't know, just ring someone within the MIB? What about that woman who recruited him in the first place? Just ring the New York office and say, there's a mole here. We need someone from outside of this office to come because we just had this most powerful weapon that's just made the Grand Canyon in a desert to come and give us a hand because we know where they've gone. Let's just get everyone in there and get this gun back.
Right, because when H is escorted out,
Yeah.
right, he just commits murder, doesn't he?
Oh,
He murders them two guys.
Knocks them out and throws them in the water. Yeah. Yeah.
Just knock them out and like let them drown.
Yeah.
Well, they went down really, really easy.
I think he even says at one point, he says, I'll see you guys in a bit or something like that. And it's like, no, you won't, mate, because you just killed them. You've just drowned.
Right. Was it just me, right? Or was you very confused watching this fight scene? It's one of the worst fight scenes I've ever seen. It's really, really badly done. They've done two fights. So if you've never seen it before, you got H fighting the alien bodyguard, and then you got M fighting RZA, right? But two fights are happening at the exact same time. And it's like, an example, Molly's got like a pole. She goes to hit RZA, but then it cuts to H being knocked over. And then he throws something. Like you see the Thor hammer. The reference to Thor, like the little Smithy hammer thing. Picks that up, he throws it at the bodyguard. And the bodyguard punches him. And then you see M going flying. Do you know what I mean? It's like they merged two fights up, and it does not look right. It looks really confusing. Like, let's watch this little bit of the fight scene. Like, if you just pull it up here, like she gets knocked over, he's on the side, and then I was just confused to hell. I was like, what is going on here with this fight? It's like,
I know, it's like they're trying to link the two, aren't they?
Yeah, and it just done it really, really badly.
The hammer bit. We need to talk about the hammer bit. So Chris Hemsworth. Is it Chris Hemsworth? You've been calling him Liam Hemsworth all the way through this. It's Chris Hemsworth.
I've seen Liam.
You've been saying Liam, yeah. Okay, now. Names again, Darren. Names.
You sure I've been saying that?
Been saying Liam.
No.
Let's start the whole thing again.
I've got you down as Liam Hemsworth.
And welcome, guys.
I've got you down as Liam Hemsworth on my thing, that's why.
Chris Hemsworth.
Oh, that's the wrong brother.
Right, so let's start again. Welcome, guys. This week, we're on a journey.
I've got it written down. Oh my God, that was my bad. Sorry, guys.
Anyway.
I've done it on purpose, right, to make sure the viewers are listening. Right. Now, you got to throw a little curveball out there to make sure people are paying attention. Right. Obviously, you weren't paying attention because it took us nearly 2 hours into the podcast to correct me.
I think I even said at the beginning the two Liams. Liam Hemsworth and Liam Neeson.
God. Right, okay, let's just skip straight down now until the end scene.
We need to discuss the bodyguard because her bodyguard, who I assume has been working for her for years, and is about to kill the H&M the shop, H&M. He's about to kill H&M, and then she goes, "Hold on, I knew a little fella like you one time. You were in my bedroom." And then all of a sudden, that's all it takes apparently for him to switch allegiances.
That was Michael Jackson.
The gun at her. It's like, what the hell, man? It's like, I don't know how to describe how stupid it is. It's like, just because one time when he was this big, he came into her bedroom, and it's not like she saved him or anything.
Kind of did.
Well, she didn't.
Well, it's because of that word, isn't it? It's like saying that I'll kill anybody you want or something. It means something. It translates.
No, I mean, I could have promised my left arm to someone when I was like 9 years old. And then if they came back now and gone, "Dude, I need that left arm you promised me," I'd be like, "What are you on about? I never said that."
I've got a good job now, so I've got a good salary.
Just switch his allegiance like that. Because
so they get the weapon back anyway. I don't think he's working for her anymore, that's for sure.
And then...
So we're just going to cut right now till the end because there's not much information to tell you regarding the film. Not a lot happened. I think this is where my 2-year-old probably fell asleep. So
I fell asleep several times by this point.
So we get to the end. We're there in Paris, top of the Eiffel Tower again, and we have a little bit of a fight. And T turns into like this big alien dude, and they start fighting him, get beaten up. And if it wasn't for Porno, but if you ever noticed this, right, Alien would have won. Because Chris Hemsworth, sorry, doing absolute nothing. Right? So H, I'm going to call him, doing absolute nothing. He was getting choked out the whole time. Yeah? Molly jumps through the portal, or gets thrown through the portal, shall I say. So she'll be dead.
Yep.
Pawnee comes to the rescue, saves her, then pulls her back for her to then set this nuclear missile laser thing at the alien through the portal, and then saves the day. That's pretty much it.
Yep. It turns out that this whole time, Liam Neeson's character, High T, has been the Hive. Something happened at the beginning. We don't know what happened because they don't bother to tell us. But at some point, H gets neuralized, which I think after watching this film, I wish someone would do to me. So I could forget this whole film.
Like, it's like the film itself, right, was that boring. It's like the people who are watching it wouldn't notice they forgot to tell the whole backstory of what happened.
Exactly. It's just, it's like I feel like I've been neuralized myself watching this film because they've just left out bits that would have added some context.
Really important bits.
Really important bits. Like, so, but I don't get why just being neuralized for that little bit at the beginning when apparently they fought the Hive and obviously lost, and somehow Liam Neeson's character T has become part of the Hive. Why that made H apparently turn into a rubbish agent. And even he, at some point, comments to him and says, "Oh, what's happened to you, mate? What's happened? You used to be amazing."
That's a good point.
Why, if he knows that he's a Hive and he knows what's happened, why is he even asking this question to him?
Yeah.
It's just, I know for the viewers' sake that they're trying to make it, make it seem like that, divert it away so we know that he's not the mole. But it's just so boring. Boring film. It's supposed to be an action-packed Men in Black film, and it's just boring.
Yeah, we're
It's
not a
just
lot of action.
Same old jokes from the other one. Was this supposed to lead to something else? Because was it supposed to lead to another set of 3 films or something? Because
I think so, yeah. I think they was planning to do like another franchise, extending it with them too.
And then to add insult to injury, at the end of it, the woman from the beginning, Emma Thompson's character, the one that recruits Esther Thompson in the first place, comes along and says, "We're going to need a new boss now. H, you're the new boss of the Aura branch of MIB." Why the hell would you give him the top job? Everyone's been saying for the last however long it's been since he met with the Hive that he's not the same guy.
Yeah, it's not as good.
He's loosey-goosey with everything he does. He's zoned out. He does not give a crap. He even fell asleep at work in one scene. Why are you giving him the boss job now? What's changed in the last 2 minutes since he fought the Hive?
It's kind of like, when you go for a meal with quite a few people, yeah?
Yeah.
So you go for a meal with quite a few people, you volunteer to pay, and then somebody else volunteers to pay at the same time. So you both put your credit card next to the machine. Right?
Yeah.
The other person doesn't you make the payment, right? But the other person gets all the credit for it. So everybody's thanking her or whoever it is who made the payment. It's the same situation. He was choked out on the floor. Emma was halfway through portal, about to die. Pawnee saved the day. He turns around and goes, "Yeah, I done it all."
Yeah, Pawnee should be the head of the Men in Black.
Exactly.
If you're going it off what just happened 5 minutes ago on top of the Eiffel Tower.
Because literally, he done nothing.
Which no one else bloody seen. And then all of a sudden sees his best mate, the guy who's kind of been the main kind of adversary to H through it all, trying to tell everyone how crap he is. And then all of a sudden it's like, "Oh, I'm on board. I think H should be the new boss." No, mate, no, he shouldn't. He used to be good, but as we keep finding out, he's not good anymore.
Yes, he would have been better, probably.
He's just phoning it in, like the screenwriters did in this film.
And if you think about it, right, C was actually the better agent because he figured that out on his own without the help of everything else what happened.
Yes, C probably the better agent out of everyone in this. Because he even gives IT shit at one point when he doesn't keep him in the loop with his Marrakesh operation.
Oh, he does, yeah.
Yeah, and he gives him crap at one point in one scene. And it's kind of like give the job to him. He's the only competent one there.
Yeah.
Because she's only been there a week, so she's still on bloody probation with the job. he's a bloody idiot who's just kind of stumbled into all this.
And then the end scene is pretty crap as well, isn't it? So let's move straight on now to the awards of this film, and it's going to be quite a difficult one, to be honest with you, because there's not a lot of positive things we can give out for this film, but we've got to do it regardless of the film. If we liked it, if we didn't enjoy it, etc., etc. If you want to play along with this, how can they do it, Eric?
So you can either, if you're watching on YouTube, you can leave a comment down below. You can contact us at sixandbelowmoviepodcast@gmail.com.
So the first award we are giving out is the Best Actor Award.
Yeah, that's right. You better walk away. Go on, walk away, because I'm going to burn this motherfucker down. King Kong ain't got shit on me.
And bonus points if you can guess the film and the actor.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Personally,
best
one of my
actor.
favourite films.
Best out of a bad bunch, for being honest with you, I've give it to M.
Why is that?
I think she's probably the better actor overall compared to the others. Because Chris Hemsworth, his accent was all over the show. Liam Neeson was just playing bloody
Neeson.
Taken.
Liam Neeson.
Liam Neeson. What did I say?
Neeson.
Neeson. Same thing. So he was just playing Taken. You know what I mean? I was just expecting to get a phone call of his daughter getting dragged underneath the bed, to be honest with you. Bone Jacker just made a cameo. I suppose it's quite good to the voice of the alien in the club. But nothing over the top. Yeah, I don't think there's a lot of great Oscar-winning performances or any Oscar-winning performances. So best of a bad bunch was M.
I had her down for probably best and worst because there's no one else really in the film. Like you say, Liam Neeson kind of, I don't think he was in it enough to actually give him anything. He's just like you say, he was just playing Liam Neeson.
30 seconds at a time he was in, wasn't it?
And like you say, other than that, I couldn't give it to Chris Hemsworth because, I'd probably have to agree and give it to M because I wouldn't say she was particularly a great character or great actress, sorry, because we're not talking about the character in this bit, but great actress. But I don't know, she did an all right job.
We agreed.
Yeah,
Doesn't happen often, does it?
it doesn't. No.
And the worst actor. So this is based on
Hemsworth.
this film only. They're not their obviously the film category that they've done in the past. This is based just on this one performance.
Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah, I've probably got to agree with you, to be honest with you.
And again, it's more because there's not much of this cast. I don't think anybody else kind of gave enough of a performance or were featured enough to actually, other than maybe the twins. Then again, for what their part was, kind of they didn't need to.
They've done what they need to do, didn't they? That was it.
Because in most of the scenes for them two, they were CGI'd anyway.
Pretty much.
Because the only other one I could think of was maybe Pawnee, but then again, it's only voice acting, but he did an alright job. He was funny, he was the comic relief. Fungus was a bit annoying, but again, I think that was more down to the actual CGI of the character than the actual voice acting. The guy from Phone Jacker, the guy from The Beard, again, wasn't in it enough to really give him a bad actor award or even a good actor award. But yeah, I'd maybe say just Chris Hemsworth, because I think at this point he's just kind of like just along for the ride. I half kind of feel that he decided that he wanted Tessa Thompson's character to play the lead in it. Like, well, Tessa, do you think you could maybe get Chris from that you just been in the Thor movie with? Do you think you could get him to come along do it? And she was like, I'll give him a call. I know him. That's the way he kind of seemed. He was kind of like that character was just kind of an afterthought. I think anyone could have played it. I don't know. You talk for a minute.
Yeah, so I agree with you anyway. For pretty much the same reasons. Best character, I've gone for Pawnee. He was like a little bit funny. I like the sarcasm about when he was talking. Had a little bit of cheek and stuff. But yeah, overall, there wasn't many great characters.
Well, there was nothing really memorable in it. It's like, you couldn't even remember Chris Hemsworth's name. But yeah,
Doesn't say much.
I'd have to say the same, to be honest, because he's a comic relief. He's not hilarious, but he kind of breaks up the film a little bit. Adds a little bit of comedy to it, which it did need. First lot of films were comedy.
Yeah. Worst character?
Go on, you can.
I've gone for RZA.
RZA. Oh, the arms dealer.
The arms dealer thing. It didn't need to be in there, did it? The whole thing.
No, it really didn't. And whole look of the character and everything with that. What's going on with the hair?
God knows, man. I thought it was Sia at first.
The character, she did not need to be in the film. There was no need for it. It was kind of like the only reason they went there was to kind of try and give Chris Hemsworth's character a bit of a kind of a backstory that keeps with these aliens. I think he even says, whether it's true or not, that he was kind of undercover and his job was to try and get close to her. But yeah, she was a terrible character. I'd probably have to agree with you on that.
Yeah. Okay, 3 things we enjoyed about the film. Now, it was a bit of a tricky one, I'm not going to lie. I think you'll go have a harder time with this than myself. But I've gone, for the first time when we meet Pawnee, I quite liked it, his little crack saying, like, Kanye turned up with his new album. The second, CGI for the aliens, I thought that was all right. The effects and stuff on the majority of it. And I've just gone for the overall CGI. I know you're shaking your head. There wasn't many good things in it. There's not many good scenes. It was grasping. So I've had to go for the overall CGI. And to be honest with me, if I could have picked it, I would have picked the end credits.
Yeah. I don't agree with you with the CGI. I thought the CGI was just...
It's like when the trains, I'm not on about like, I know certain aspects of it was like quite bad CGI, but
cartoony.
Like when the cars were turning into the crafts and the train was changing, I thought that was quite cool. The aliens twins, when they were moving, I quite like the CGI type thing on that. It looked quite cool. When they, like when no one's getting metal, at the start when they're first fighting outside the club, and like using the molten metal, aren't they, to mold it into weapons and firing at them and stuff like that. That type of CGI I thought was all right, but not all of it was great.
Yeah, I don't know. It was more. It's like the characters, the effects of like objects and stuff like that, like the cars, the train, when them guys, the twins, are turning things in, like whatever they're doing, they're manipulating them to turn it into something. Yeah, they're good. But like the alien, like the woman who's turning the time back to watch H1,
terrible,
looks cartoony. The snake looks cartoony. 2 characters in that scene, the man, the head gangster, whoever he is, like in the poker scene, and his wife, look cartoony. It just looks terrible to me. It just all looks a bit, just the original film was much better.
Yeah,
with CGI, it holds up a lot better considering this came out in 2019.
So, what's your 3 favorite bits then?
I struggle with this with these films because there isn't really anything that stands out that I like. But let me kind of replay the film back in my head.
That's torture.
I don't know. The Pawnee character, when we meet the Pawnee character, that was quite funny. I enjoyed that. If I had to pick a scene, it'd be that. I like the beginning with the because I think the film opened quite well. Like the bit where he's trying to propose to his girlfriend at the beginning. We didn't really touch on it, but they come up and say, "See that red light that's flashing? It means that there's a portal about to open. So you need to ask her on the way down." Yeah. And I thought that was quite good. That was quite funny. Because then he falls down the elevator shaft and they're still there, and he's like, "Ask her on the ground." yeah. So that was all right. What else did I like about this?
Any characters?
Just a bad written film. It's boring. That was the thing. That was the biggest thing I take away from this film, is that it was just boring.
Yeah, it probably has been the hardest film we've done so far through the podcast. But content-wise, to get out of it, it's like getting blood out of a stone, isn't it? Let's be honest with you.
It's like you try and describe to yourself the story of this film. Just go to a friend and tell them about this film, and it's hard to discuss because there's no really story. There's no real story there to actually.
Poor dialogue, discuss. Isn't it? Poorly written. Poor
dialogue, poor writing, poor story. They bring in good actors who they probably got on the back of the actual MIB franchise. I can't pick a third thing. I'm sorry, I've got to concede.
It's fine. Right, what would you rate this out of, if you was doing like IMDb yourself, out of 10, what would you rate it?
Oh,
better than me. I thought you would have gone a lot lower. I've gone 3.5.
Have you?
Yeah, 3.5. And that brings us on to our next and our final section, which is the Wall of Fame. Quite easy to pull it into a category, isn't it?
Yeah. I would definitely want to skip. That would be my choice.
Want to skip, yeah.
I just wouldn't bother wasting your time. Unless it's late at night and you want something to help fall asleep, you've run out of sleeping tablets, this will get you out in about 30 minutes.
Yeah. Want to skip. Definitely. What other films have got in the want to skip category, Eric?
Dragon Ball Z.
Yep.
Independence Day Resurgence.
Yep.
And Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
That was terrible as well, wasn't it? If you want to go catch our previous episodes, you can find them on our Spotify and also on our YouTube channels, where you can go back and watch the whole category if you really wish.
You should appear up here at the end as well. But yeah, the whole thing with this film, I think if you took away the big name actors from it, I don't think it would have even had a cinema release, because I don't think anything could save this film. I think it was just literally because they had Chris Hemsworth and they had Tessa Thompson in it, and it was kind of coming off the back of the Thor film that they'd both been in together, and it was kind of like, oh, I want to see more of these actors together.
Yeah.
And I think probably a lot of it was hyped up from that and the fact that it's Men in Black, but it just hit the mark on so much. It wasn't entertaining. It was slow. There was no story there. And like I say, it took me 3 attempts to watch it because I kept falling asleep. It was just that boring. It felt like a chore to watch, and it's felt like a chore today to speak about it.
It does seem like a little bit, doesn't it? It was like you say, it's a hard one to do for the podcast. So, you know what I mean? Bear with us, guys. There's a lot of films out there where are a lot better, and we're going to be covering them as well. If you want to add a film to our podcast list, because we've currently got over 47 films to go through. As we said, again, next week is going to be Mortal Kombat. Let us know down in comments what film you want to see on our podcast, and we'll add it onto the list. But it's got to be below 6 on IMDb.
6 or below. Like our name. But I think we... do you want to wrap it up there?
Yep, because we've got pizza just finished now. So
yes,
go out some pizza.
So as usual, guys, we appreciate the watch. Please like and subscribe. It really helps.
Tell your nan.
Please do tell your nan. But yeah, please. And if you're listening on Spotify, please leave that 5-star review. We want to try and get out there with more subscribers for this channel. Any help you can give, please share it with your nan, share it with your granddad, share it with your next door neighbour. But thanks again. We'll catch you for next week's Mortal Kombat.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, right. Well, thank you guys, and have a good week.
Thanks very much. Stay safe and take care of yourself. Bye for now.
Yeah. Bye.